Hey guys, it's me, Parker. Welcome to my channel. I took a break. I not on purpose. I hurt my wrist and I couldn't touch my cards for like a week. So it's an interesting time to be picking my cards back up because we have a full moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is the rebel, the innovator, the aliens of the I just heard architect. That's weird. But I guess in an innovative stance they are. But yeah, we're in this Aquarius full moon energy. Happened this morning. Today's the 3rd, so if I don't get this posted till tomorrow, we're very much so in that energy. I don't know if any of you saw the moon yesterday. Oh my gosh, I saw it when it was rising, and it was red. It was like, oh, it was so pretty and like huge, and it was, oh my gosh, okay, Cancer. Cancer. Interesting. We did just have, this is kind of on the heels of your guys' moon cycles. Yeah, that eclipse that we had about a month and a half ago, and then about 2 weeks ago on July 20th, we had another new moon in your sign. So interesting. Cancerians. Cancers. You guys are such an interesting sign because of the mutable signs, I don't get that Virgo is as mutable as the others. Maybe just because they're earth energy, and it is funny. I was just talking about Virgo. That's so weird. And this has been coming up, Scorpio transformations for everyone. It's crazy. And with that innovation rebel energy, with this full moon, that is playing into transformation of the system, the man, on the heels of that Cancer Capricorn energy, which is the mom, pa, the matriarch and patriarch. But I digress. We're just going to be seeing a lot of change happening with our institutions and all that, but I digress. Yeah, Cancer is such an interesting sign to me because of the mutable signs. I find Virgo to be the least mutable. I actually find Cancer to be more mutable than Virgo, because you guys are the crab. You guys have a hard outer shell and a soft ooey gooey inside, and you really can switch much like a Gemini can, in that energy of closing off or opening up. So very, I don't know why I just wanted to go on that tangent. Maybe you guys are finding with this innovative energy, new ways of opening up to people, opening your shell a little bit, maybe. Also, just a heads up, Venus, oh, the cards just want to talk. Venus, the Empress, she is Venus, basically, in a card. Divine feminine energy has been sitting in Gemini, moving into Cancer. And it's been sitting in Gemini since April, which is a very, very long transit for Gemini to be in, and it's moving into your sign. So you guys are going to be really impacted by that. But personally, I always love having Venus in my sign because it's like you look good, you smell good, like Emperor, your sensuality. It's, it's Venus, it's love, it's, the divine feminine, that ooey gooey center, right? Alright, so I think the cards are ready. Oh, and, I did see the Hierophant, so you, I don't know why I'm picking up on a weird energy. We'll see what that has to do with. Could just be an emperor to that empress that I saw. Weird, because, yeah, what I was just picking up on actually doesn't even make any sense. Okay. I saw this fly out and immediately was drawn to the snake. That to me is talking about your defenses, your shell. This is very held back energy. I was picking up on cusper energy, but Taurus cusp with that Gemini energy, and that could be Gemini, so you could be a gem cusper. Like I said, what I was picking up on didn't make any sense because you guys don't cusp Taurus. So it could be Gemini for sure. Six of Cups, soul energy. This is really speaking to that Uigui center. This is childhood memories, the past, but it can literally be your soul, the contents of what's inside your shell here. So we'll see what's up with that scorpionic energy. These are all minors so far. Another minor. 2 fours, so stability. I feel like some of you guys are crying, and it's not because there's tears in this card. It's just because what I'm feeling, like I feel like inside, like I feel like I'm gonna start crying now. It's actually bringing tears to my eyes. I was getting like a really looking, because this is like a really holding on energy, and I really feel you guys in your shell right now. And I was feeling like a really deep, especially with this looking in the shell energy. Yeah, I don't cry a lot. I'm a Pisces, so there's Emperor. You guys might be really closed out. You might be really in that place right now. But I'm a Pisces, and people always say, oh, Pisces cry so much. I have way too much Gemini and Sagittarius and Capricorn in my chart for that. Just saying. Okay. This is defensive. This is you hardening off inside your shell there. This is your legacy, your foundation. I like to think of it as a tree that's been grown from a seed. It's got very long standing roots. The matriarch, the patriarch. With this Aquarian energy, Cancer is a very empathetic sign. You guys may really be struggling to see, to reconcile your inner process here, with this innovative rebel energy that's coming up with this Aquarius full moon. It's bringing a lot of changes to the world around us, and some of it's going to be really intense changes that, let's face it, have needed to happen forever, for a very long time. And I think some of you guys are maybe struggling with that a lot, because that's weird. I've never had that happen in a reading where I started crying before. I really had to stop myself from bawling there. Sorry. Here's Queen of Swords. I am seeing that as Aquarius. There's that snake on there as well. So what was I saying about air is our thoughts, our intellect, our intelligence, and you guys are a very emotional intelligence sign. But this can be Aquarian energy, air sign. This is speaking to me of seeing what's happening in the world with these changes and these innovations. There's a lot of pressure right now on everyone from Capricorn. We just had the node switch, and we've been really in this intense Cancer Capricorn energy with the node, which is kind of like the purpose of the collective playing out, and like the energetic flavor of what's going on in the collective right now just switched out of your sign to Gemini. So there's a bit of that node switch, and my throat chakra's going off. Mine's not very sensitive, so could just be the crying thing. But I'm seeing this snake, and that to me is just speaking of that hardening off inside your shell, because you're very overwhelmed by what you're seeing in the world right now, the change that's taking place. So that's funny. I was talking about all that mutable energy. I think that's really what's required of you guys right now, is to try and become a little bit more mutable, more flexible, roll with the flow, and really take on some of that rebel energy. Not letting snakes, or I'm just seeing the snake as your own inner being twisted up about what you're seeing come up with this Aquarian energy. Playing out with this, making new rules. It's the humanitarian sign. Like I said, you guys are very empathetic, so I think you guys are being very heavily affected by external influences playing out in this full moon. energy. We do have Knight of Cups. That can be you guys. Could be dealing with a Pisces, but that is water, so I'm taking it as you guys. And this is very confused. Energy. This is you guys in the shell, and then this is like what's happening externally, and you guys looking at it. The song of your heart there, the song of what's song. Birds are all about communication, so it's like your soul communicating to you. And this is progression energy of cups here. This is your soul, like deep down, that really deep, deep, deep energy. I can't get sucked back into that, or I'm gonna start crying again. This is what you're seeing happening around you, and it's very it's confusing energy. So I'm really seeing this dynamic playing out right now between reconciling these long-standing foundations and the change that's happening right now, and maybe needing to not defend that. If it, we're seeing a lot of change, and we're going to be seeing a lot coming up with this full moon. It's, intense. So struggling with your inner and your outer, hardening off inside your shell and becoming very, it's just, I'm feeling pain, tears, crying. Like I said, I can't get sucked into that too much because it feels very deep with these snakes that you're perceiving around you. You guys are highly, highly, highly empathetic at this time, which makes sense. Because Venus is moving into your sign after being in Gemini, and it's raring to go. So it's, I just felt tingles everywhere. It's really gonna hit you guys hard in the feels in the heart space, right? Okay. I'm gonna use my descriptive deck here, the Emperor. Structure, discipline, leadership, logic. The Emperor, I was seeing that come out. That's the masculine. You guys may be seeing things that play off of because the feminine is entering your sign and making, you guys are obviously quite emotional, whoever I'm picking up on here, man, woman, doesn't matter. And if it doesn't resonate, it's just not your message. But this is speaking to taking control of the Emperor takes control. He is those structures, those foundations. He builds them, right? He manages them. So this is all about managing your inner and outer world here. Okay, the Four of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. Strength and balance. Okay, balancing out. Really balancing. What does strength say? Great inner strength. Okay, so that with that balance energy, it's really trying to strike a balance between doing the inner work, and I just feel like it's being forced on you guys with all this energy that's playing out, and Cancer, that Venus in Cancer transit is moving through your sides. Release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. Part of what's really going to help you guys with this struggle of, your inner and outer world, integrating the two, because that is just duality, right? It's just a perception. It's a scale. I forget the name of those scales, but there's a gray area, black, white. It's still part of the same scale, right? I liken it to animals, right? When we talk about energy, a dog that's attacking you carries a very distinct vibration and energy compared to a dog that's wagging its tail and being friendly, but it's still a dog, right? It's just polarity, right? So I think you guys are really struggling with that right now, and there's a need to really integrate and see that this is a lot going on. This is a lot of options. He's really looking at it and being confused. Really balancing, recognizing that even though you're getting pushed into this energy and you're seeing a lot of things changing, it's really pushing you maybe outside of your shell. You're naturally wanting to retract and judge maybe the polarity you're seeing around you. But right now is a really great time for people to be stepping into leadership roles and not, if you need to cry, cry. go there with your emotions, but don't get trapped in the falsity of being overwhelmed by these snakes, what you're perceiving this duality around you as. Don't allow that to there's a need to integrate, right? And take control of that. um, she takes control for sure. um, Maybe not necessarily taking control, but there's that communication that I was picking up on that's speaking to me about this, you closing off in your shell to this duality you're seeing around you and really hardening off. And as far as unity is concerned, we are all aspects of each other. We're just different streams of consciousness, right? That's why we can have compassion and forgiveness, because why is it that we can have empathy? One of my favorite readers, Water Baby, said one day in one of her videos that the reason that we can experience empathy is because on some level our consciousness has experienced that ourselves through unity consciousness, through being one, right, with others. So I just really see you guys struggling with duality. um yeah, follow your dreams. He's really looking, he's encased in his shell here. It's kind of a call for you guys to kind of help facilitate some of these changes rather than getting overwhelmed by them. Instead of saying, "Oh my God, the world and everything's falling apart," it's like, yes, shit's falling apart. We need to build new, right? That's what people have been doing since the dawn of the friggin' industrial era. We've been sitting pretty in our technological development. Every generation before us has struggled through trials and tribulations like this, and we really, instead of being like, everything sucks and getting complacent and getting viewing everything in a dystopian manner, it's like, okay, now is really a chance to not close off. Yes, have boundaries, definitely, because without acknowledging what's not working, we can't fix it, right? But it is a call to fix it. Not the polarity and duality is just there to show us what we need to build, right? What needs to come down, right? Yeah. Anything else for Cancer, please? And this is very general, so my apologies, guys, because I'm really, ooh, that's a lot of cups. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's way too many. Way too many. We did have that 4 of Cups, so I'm just gonna look at that one. Open your eyes to the possibilities. That's totally what I'm getting. You guys are being overwhelmed right now by what's, these radical changes. And remember how I was saying there's a need to, and we can tap into any energy. We pretty much have it from our placements of our planets to, aspects to our houses. We have pretty much all energies in our chart, and those where we don't. Like in my chart, I don't have Leo or Aquarius in my chart in my houses, but I dated an Aquarius for 7 years, and so many people in my life and continually coming into my life are Leos. So that energy is getting imprinted. You guys can utilize that again, that polarity, closing off in your shell. Great example of polarity. And again, sorry, this feels very collective, but we do have Venus moving into your signs, and we have a lot of your energy right now. So this is a lot of collective energy I'm picking up on. But this is a perfect example of what I was talking about with that scale, right? You're a Cancer. On this end, you can be closed off in your shell, right? Or you can, hard shell on the outside, ooey gooey center, the crab, right? It's still a crab. And when you're locked up in, it seems like two things, like, ooh, my ooey gooey inside, my feels, my nurturance, right? My matriarch, my love, right? My heart, my water, where water, your water, um versus polarity, dual labels, the other end of the spectrum, closed off, hardened off emotionally, but it's just the same thing. You're just hardened off inside your shell, and that's why you're so in your feels, right? It's not two separate things, right? So this week it's really calling you guys to open your eyes to the possibilities, not heart, to realize that being in this state, that emotional state, is actually the same thing at the same time, simultaneously occurring as hardening yourself off emotionally. Same thing, right? You're just inside your shell. It's manifesting externally as being cold or closed off in your emotions, but actually you're so in your emotions. That's why you're closed off. It's just falsity is a perception of duality, right? Which doesn't exist. It's a construct of this plane. Sorry, I can feel your guys' frustration that's putting you into that space from what you're seeing around you. But again, open your eyes to the possibilities, right? And that's the beautiful thing about duality is, finding positives in the negatives, finding ways to rise to the occasion in overwhelming situations like this where things are falling apart. Yes, things are falling apart. Things around us are getting crazy. And again, you guys are very empathetic, so you're probably feeling a lot of the suffering that people are going through right now. I'm feeling it through you guys. But on that same token, it's a call to make things better, right? Not to get overwhelmed. And that will happen. Again, we do need ego and polarity to show us, to recognize these things. And then, a lot of the spiritual journey is just a process of continually recognizing the false polarities and duality, and then reconciling it and bringing it back into a whole, recognizing that the reason that you're closed off is because you're so emotionally open, like in your fields, right? So that's just what I see you guys struggling with this week, and really opening your eyes to the possibilities. The Lovers, intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions, good health. This is coming into alignment, so this is very much so a reading about just reconciling that fine balance between recognizing that hardening off emotionally is just the same thing. It's just you being so in your feels as a defense mechanism. That's a crab's defense, right? Because they are nice and tasty on the inside. Yummy. This is a card of alignment, right? And this is kind of like Judgment Day energy, like that, things kind of raining down the world around you, and these people are kind of comforting each other. It says good health. That to me is speaking about mental health, because I'm gonna cry again. It's so strong, that energy. Good health, mental health. So if you guys need to reach out to someone, especially, I went to my doctor when I hurt my wrist, and he said that one of the things that has been the biggest thing that he just opened a new practice, and he said he's dealing with most of his patients, he's checking in with them about their mental health, and actually one of the biggest, he said most of his patients right now, with everything going on in the world, and I don't want to focus on that because it is just false duality, right? It is just polarity, right? For the purpose of evolution, right? We're constantly breaking things down and building them back up again, right? Like the Tower, which did come out. A powerful revelation leads to change. Spread your wings. Spread your wings, right? What was I saying? Yeah, I don't want to focus too much on these external going-ons, but this is just the base. This is what you guys are working through, struggling with this week. And there's depression there for sure. So definitely, at the very least, if you don't have a good doctor that cares about your mental health and is making that a priority, right as I looked over, this is funny, it's 9:10 on the clock, and yesterday I saw 9:11, and there was a card that came out about emergency room, so for me that's just confirmation. It's referring to that emergency room card I saw yesterday in the reading that I scrapped, which was Capricorn, your counterpart, your patriarch to your matriarch here. If your doctor isn't taking that seriously, Fire them. They work for you. You pay their bills. Oh, the camera glitched out when I said that. Some of you definitely have a shitty doctor and you're slipping into mental health issues because of that. They work for you. They went to school. They have knowledge, but it's like I do landscaping sometime. I've worked in landscaping. I have a lot of knowledge on how to landscape, but if I'm a lazy fuck, or it doesn't mean I'm a good landscaper. So for some of you, definitely, this is a call to tend to your health, particularly mental. But with that crab energy too, nurturing your body, mind, and soul. Um, Concerns fade away, a love of life. So getting back to that happy place. Reconciling your inner and outer world and recognizing that the external world is again, it's on this balanced scale, right? This is very interesting. I hardly had to clarify anything. This reading is almost completely intuitive, so which tells me you guys are very much so cups, 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 cups. The Tower, the Lovers, um, Four of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, but I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 cards. And usually my table is full of cards, so you guys are very in tune with your emotion. So just, yeah, try not to get too overwhelmed. Spreading your wings, that can be talking about seeking mental health if you need to. Change your life now, okay? Take care, guys.